everyone, this is James Poukka, Realtor with Realtor Real Estate Services. This is your weekly Fargo Moorhead housing market update. As always, this information comes from the Northstar MLS, filtered specifically for the Fargo Moorhead area to the Association of FMR. The numbers reflect activity grouped by days of the week, so shorter weeks or holidays can sometimes affect the pacing a little bit. Looking at the last 7 days, the biggest thing I noticed is that buyer activity stayed fairly steady, even with fewer listings coming into the market compared to earlier in the week. On June 1st, there were 27 new listings, 16 pending contracts, and 10 closed sales. That gives us a pending ratio of 59% and a closed to new ratio of 37%. Compared to May 29th, where the pending to new ratio was 69%, demand softened slightly, but buyers are still absorbing a decent portion of inventory that's coming online. For sellers, that tells me that buyers are still active enough. Properly priced homes are getting attention. For buyers, it means the competition has stayed calm to some of more aggressive stretches. For buyers, it also means competition has calmed compared to some of the more aggressive stretches that we saw earlier this spring. Back on 5/28, the pending to new ratio jumped all the way to 1.2, which meant more homes were going pending than hitting the market that day. We're not seeing the same pressure right now. The structure of these pending deals is also important. Inspection contingencies made up 56% of the pending contracts this week, and financing contingencies were at 0. That suggests buyers are protecting themselves with inspections. Financing strength remained solid overall. Sellers are negotiating with buyers who want due diligence, but not blindly waiving protections just to compete. Price changes came to stand out. There were 15 price changes on the 1st, with a price change rate of 56%. Earlier in the week, that numbers was much higher, including 169 on May 29th and 353 on May 28th. That tells me there is a decent amount of competition among active listings, especially for homes that may have entered the market too aggressively priced. What also stands out is what did not happen. Withdrawn listings stayed at 0, expired listings stayed at 0, and fall-through rates remained relatively controlled. That points towards fairly stable seller confidence, transactions continuing towards forward without major disruption. The net pending flow came in at positive 6, meaning more homes entered pending status than fell back into the inventory. That still supports gradual absorption rather than inventory rapidly building. Overall, the Fargo Moorhead housing market still feels active, but more balanced than earlier in the year. Buyers appear more selective. Sellers still have opportunities, and pricing strategy still matters quite a bit. New videos are posted every Wednesday, 5 p.m., covering the Fargo Moorhead housing market. This information is for general real estate purposes, should not be considered legal, financial, or otherwise specialized advice. Please consult licensed professionals for guidance specific to your situation. I'm James Poukka, Realtor Real Estate Services. Stay curious, stay inspired, and I'll see you next week.